You're listening to In My Humble Opinion with Maxilia Robinson and Charles Lewis. Only on 101.3 Jams.
In My Humble Opinion talk show. We're back again. Middle of the show, second hour. Miss Max.
Yeah.
Razor. Aaron.
Jim.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And Miss Max for the second hour. We gonna keep the hits coming.
Okay.
But yeah, for the people that just may be joining us, Miss Max, what you got to say? What if they want to hear how you can come host an event for them, or want to give you good feedback on how lovely you sound on the radio? How can they reach you?
Oh, you can reach us at the station 434-422-9101. Hit us up on Facebook. And I'd give you our email if I knew it off the top. What is it?
IMHO Talk Show at Gmail.
There we go.
That's right. That's right. So many ways. And so to kick off this hour, we got so much still playing, so much show left. But right now we are joined by some guests as promised. That's representing an entity that's very near and dear to my heart. The Music Resource Center. And for those who haven't heard the news, Aaron, Razor, Miss Max, if you haven't heard, a voice very familiar, to our audience, our brother Nathaniel Starr, a.k.a. Thelonious Coltrane, a.k.a.
Go ahead.
But his mama named him Lester Jackson. That's what I'm going to Coltrane. So that's fun. So our dear brother is the new board chair for the Music Resource Center here in Charlottesville.
Go ahead.
Man, so much props to you on that new appointment, man. Definitely well deserved. Definitely, equipped for that duty. And you have also brought with you the executive director of the Music Resource Center, Miss Alice Fox. Nice to meet you, Alice.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you all for coming. And as I mentioned, I'll kick it over to you guys for those who may not be aware of the Music Resource Center, what you guys offer, and even, how those who want to support it can support it, those who want to become members, how they can become members. We want to cover all that, but I'll definitely let you guys know if you don't. Pretty sure Lester knows. But me coming up as a kid, coming down all the way from Madison County, I was able to be a member. That's where I met Mr. Ivan Orr.
Yeah.
Because Ivan Orr was, I believe, he may have been director or maybe board chair back then.
He was one of the original founders of the MRC, and then he was a board chair and he was the executive director. Right,
and then DJ Clee Logan, as all of our listeners know, he does Soul Lounge right after this show every Sunday. Clee, was a DJ and also a man that was at the record stores, and I think he may have been the one that told me about it. Originally. Mm-hmm. So I'm a 90s member, came up with all those cats. I know Lester was in and out of there.
Yep.
So
that's where you became a rapper.
Hey,
C-Dog.
The notorious CD.
We might need a quick 16.
I may spit a high 16 before the segment's over. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I gotta get warmed up.
Yeah. We got C-Pop.
But as you said, like the leadership and the location, everything has evolved. So maybe Alice, maybe you want to give us sort of a quick history on why the center was created and sort of the evolution that led up to where we are now.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the MRC was founded in 1995, and when you guys were members way back when, we were above tracks. That was sort of how it all started. And then we have been at the 105 Ridge Street building, which is the old Mountain Zion Baptist Church. So we've been in that building since 2004. So that is where you find us today, and the program is run through the basement. But, I think one of the most amazing things about the MRC is we recently redid our mission statement. The board looked at it, and the reason the MRC was founded back in 1995, our mission is still very much the same, and it's really just serving the youth of our community through music and making sure that it's affordable to everyone in our community, no matter what.
That's right. Thank you for that. And so Lester, you being the board chair, man, like kind of. First I want to hear like the impression that the center left on you, because apparently it was invaluable for you to still want to be board member and then be board chair. So kind of tell us your experience and what led to that decision to be chair of the board.
Well, first of all, I didn't decide to be chair of the board. It's an amazing privilege and honor.
I know how that is.
I'm thankful for it. But yeah, the MRC, man, I don't know if I can like quickly explain how important that place is.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who's ever been a part of it, been around it, volunteered at it, been a member, whatever capacity you were around the MRC, you understand that it's a staple of our community.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful place. It's a place where all of these brilliant young ones come together, man, and their creative energy is just like they smash into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter, you could be a rapper, a singer, an instrument, dancer at this point. We have a dance studio in there now.
That's right.
And it's just an all-around cool place to be, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And it was always that. It was that back when we called it the studios, actually. You know that. We ain't called it MRC. We called it the studios back in the day.
Yeah.
Going to the studios. So it's always maintained that, right? And in a lot of ways, I've mentioned it before, man, the MRC saved my life in a lot of ways, man. It kept me out of a lot of trouble that, some of my friends weren't able to stay out of.
All right, I got you.
It gave me an opportunity to focus my energy in something that was powerful and creative, man. So I knew that I always wanted to be a part of it in some way. There was a gap there that, life happened, post me being a member and becoming an adult, a full-grown adult, that I wasn't a part of it. And I was like, man, I have to find a way to be involved with this place that means so much to me, man. So I wanted to be a board member. I went to some board training for a while, and we have a mutual contact there. And I told him the board that I'd be interested in serving on right out of the gate will be the MRC.
All right. Oh, man.
And they reached out to Alice, and we went from there, man.
That's great, man. That's great. Yeah, I can definitely speak on the relationships that were formed there. In so many ways, it was sort of like a YMCA or like a Boys and Girls Club from the standpoint of the relationships that I forged then that I have now.
Right.
Like see guys in public, it's all love, we catching up, we want to know, what you up to, or if somebody's still looking to connect with different artists, producers, whatever, like we're still in touch trying to make those connections, man. And and there's been a lot of success stories, yourself included. Well, Bumpy Brown, there's so many of us that were there during that time.
Newman.
Yeah, oh yeah, Chris Newman, shout out Chris Newman, one of the original hosts here on Jams, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the place is storied, man. Like, a lot of success stories. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Like I said, to even be a part of it, man. To have been a member back at that time, I didn't realize the impact that it would have on my life going forward. But man, I knew that I wanted to come back and see if I could like leave some kind of imprint on the current students, man. I like just popping in on them.
Yeah.
Popping in, and they're doing something, they're working on something. I just walk in the studio. What's going on in here? What y'all got going on? I want to hear it. What's going on? Sing something, rap. Whatever it is you're doing. I got because being heard and being seen, man, is so much. It's so powerful, right? And that's what the MRC provides, man. You can go in and record your stuff on this professional equipment, and then you're immediately immortalized. This stuff is here forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being seen and being heard is like, it's the magic that this place offers, man, that I knew I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah. And a good plug for that too, man, is it's so easy nowadays to, to create things because software is just readily available, apps are readily available. But I think it speaks volumes though, to be able to have professionals such as yourself to still be able to oversee it, to guide these young minds who have all these great, brilliant ideas, but to still get that professional assistance, I think is invaluable. Yeah. So, so speaking of which, Alice, like maybe, like shout out some of the supporters and stuff. Like, how do you all, how have you kept it up, for multiple decades, and even like with some of the ideas going forward?
Sure. So the MRC, I think a big part of our success is the community. The community has really supported us financially. Our individual donors are a huge part of how we make our annual budget, because we really don't want it to be too expensive for anyone to join. So membership fees are a really small part of our annual budget.
Right.
So the Charlottesville community and the level of support we get on an annual basis is just unbelievable and amazing. And so going forward, the MRC, we offer the same services that we've offered for years. Kids can walk in the door with multiple albums of music that they're ready to record, and we can go straight to that. But we also have kids who walk in the door and know they're interested in music, but don't really know what they want to do. And so they can try everything that they want while they're at the center. And the great thing is that they join for an annual fee, and they have access to absolutely everything we have to offer. We have lessons, so all lessons are free, any type of lesson you want, dance, voice, musical instruments, working in the recording studio. If they think it, we'll do it, is basically sort of the motto. We really try to customize it for what kids are interested in. We are there to work with them and help teach them what they're interested in learning. And they learn a lot from one another, too. And I think that's sort of one of the best parts.
Yeah, I mean, and she went through it real quickly. But as you remember, like, I'm going to tell you, like, so you're getting this $1 million experience. And I remember when I was a member there, I paid $1 for a year's membership. Right, and that's only possible because, like, as Alice mentioned, like, the community supports the MRC in the way that it does, man. But like $1, I mean, I was low income, obviously, but for $1, man, I was able to, like, have these experiences that I can count up right now. Like, I can bring them back up, as I know you can as well, man. Like, so it's
what's going through my mind right now.
What?
Like, my brother, like, one of the best relationships that I forged, and I would be so remiss if I didn't mention it, but I got to say, rest in peace to my man Jermaine Jackson.
Come on, man. Fat God,
yeah,
Mankey.
Fat God.
Let's go, Mankey. All day.
Hey, look, I'll take you one further. Enlisted Army.
Remember the group? So I was in an offshoot of that called Murder Squad.
Oh, okay. Hey, Alice, I don't know if you still want him as a chair, in the Murder Squad. I don't know.
That was a long time ago,
First
Alice.
I'm hearing of this.
That was a long time ago, Alice.
but
my content has changed.
Facts. Yeah. No, but
hey, Joe.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I gotta ask Lester this.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a melody in you?
Right now?
You right now.
I mean, I can play a track, if I need to. A little background. Yeah.
I mean, I always have a melody, man. But I'm kind of
like, hey, show and prove then. Let the people know what we're talking about.
Hey, look, I'm nasally, man. I'm nasally. You know what I mean? Like,
me too.
Let me
sound nasally when you up there trying to talk all sexy on there.
Here we
go. Sing the song, Anime.
Let me get my life together a little bit. Let me.
All right, that'll work.
I see if I can squeeze something.
Yeah. I
did have a quick question, Charles. I was just curious about whether or not you find that a lot of kids from different backgrounds, nationalities, age groups, and things like that are signing up for the MRC.
Yeah, so we have the MRC. It's just for 6th through 12th grade at this point. Okay. So as long as you are in 6th through 12th grade, whether you're homeschooled or you go to school, any of those, it's fine. And then, we have a huge range of kids who walk in the door. And we actually, the thing that I love is they may not have anything in common, but they know that they have music in common. And so it's a great place for a conversation to start. And we see it happen all the time. They'll walk down the hallway and they'll hear someone making a beat in a room, and then they'll collaborate and they'll make a song together. Just being around one another is incredibly inspirational, I think, for these kids.
Yeah, and membership. Nice. You mentioned membership, and thanks for that question, Max. But yeah, like let the folks know, because you talked about like how affordable and how it's. The membership itself is catered towards the it not being about any financial means. It's really about if this is a place that you want to be. So tell us about the membership process.
Sure. So the membership process is very easy. They can either come into the center any day, Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 7, and just pick up an application. They can fill it out when they're there, take a tour. It's really, we're drop-in and we're pretty laid back. Once they fill out that form, they're a member for a year. There's a sliding scale, so it is based on income. The majority of our members pay $10 or less for an entire year membership, which is amazing. Part of our mission statement is MRC is affordable to all. And so there's an option where even if that $10 is not doable at that time, we will always make the option to pay something less.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I want to do my part. What's the young lady's name?
That's Miss Alice Fox.
Miss Fox.
Yes.
Before you leave today, I'm gonna give you some money for 2 memberships, and you pass them out as you see accordingly.
Wonderful.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that, brother.
That's right.
That's
right. Yeah. So, I definitely, I think it would be nice, when we close in a minute, to, not only just play one of your songs, and maybe that'll suffice Razor over there.
Hopefully, trying to get me on the spot.
But maybe even one of the tracks that you have done with one of your members there at the Resource Center. Maybe we could do something like that. Like I can tell you one of my favorites. Because I'm gonna go ahead and shout out this young lady too. Harley Saxon.
Oh, yeah,
I've watched her grow up. I've watched her grow. Like I remember when her dad was doing open mics, Verbs and Vibes, and I would go out to him. She was a kid, just watching it, soaking it all up, and then she would perform and hone her skills. Yeah. And to see the young lady she's become and the talent she's become, it's amazing. The Music Resource Center has a lot to do with that.
She's tough.
Yeah.
She's tough.
Yeah, but before we get to a track of your choice, man, definitely anything else, we want to make sure we cover the bases because I want folks to support. If those want to be members, make sure they know how to reach you guys. But any other thing you want to share? So
our website is a great resource, which is themusicresourcecenter.org. Another way that the community can help support us is volunteers. We rely heavily on volunteers, and so especially when it comes to lessons, voice lessons, dance lessons, any sort of instrument, if people are willing to volunteer an hour or two of time per week, if they have beginning skills in any instrument, it's incredibly helpful for us to have community members, and it's a really great way to get involved at the center and sort of see what we do. We talk about the MRC, you really have to walk in the door and take a look around and check the place out before you have a real understanding of what the center is. It looks, you walk in the door and you're ready to join. So come take a tour. If you're interested in volunteering, also come take a tour, come check us out. Our doors are open 2:30 to 7 Monday through Friday, and we encourage drop-ins and just come see what we're about.
Thank you for that.
Charles, can I ask before we can I ask a quick question? Or?
Aaron, nobody cares that you used to DJ when you were a teenager in Queens.
You see what you did right there, man. You see what you did. All right, notorious CDOG. But actually, no, man. Actually, this is a question for Nathaniel and also Allison. I know I follow Nathaniel, always watching him, but I always want to ask a musician and somebody that creates work about how they feel right now about the consumption of music in general. I mean, if we can think about even 20 years ago, how we consume music, 20 years before that, how we consume music, 20 years before that, just to ask Allison, both of you guys, where do you think music is as a place for the people that enjoy the art? So for those of us that enjoy live music or anything of that nature, coming from an artist standpoint, do you think it's overconsumption? Do you think we're in a good space, Nathaniel? Just wanted to kind of get some thoughts on the top of your head of where you think music as for the consumer, for the people that are looking to get the art, like what kind of place are we in right now?
I think that there's definitely no shortage of music, right? And so I feel that's a positive. But since that also is the case, it's easy for stuff that you may be interested in to get lost in the ocean of material that's there. I try very hard to not be like the old head, to get off my lawn. Like,
old head, the club,
I try very.
That ain't music.
I try not to be that because everything evolves, right? And just because I may not be into something doesn't mean that it's not hot. For whoever it's hot to, right? So I don't want to say that it's a whole lot of stuff in the way. I don't think so, man. You just have a lot of variety now, man. And since that's the case, it makes you have to do a little bit of research. Like you have to hone in on exactly what you like. It's available. It's there. It's not like stuff isn't there. Everything is available. It may be a little harder to get to.
Yeah.
A trash can got a whole lot of variety.
Oh man, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing. You can do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
But Aaron does make me think of a great point. The business part of it. Like, do you guys get into to guiding artists like that may be trying to make decisions, like when it comes to a business move? You know what I mean? Like if saying, hey, I got this. People who say they have a production company, somebody got a small label. Do you get into the education?
We do a little bit, and again, it tends to be individualized to what the member's looking at. We've had a couple of instances where we've been concerned where maybe somewhat like production studios who reached out on different social media platforms, and we just caution them to be careful. And when it comes to outgoing and performing, whether it's live or online, also you need to get paid for the music that you're making.
That's right.
And so really encouraging them that if they are going to perform, that they deserve to get paid, and especially if it's music that they're performing and writing on their own. It's the importance of that, I think, is also really a good lesson for them. So we haven't had much of that, but we put out annual compilations, and so we try and share the music that way. And a lot of them, I think SoundCloud is a popular place for them to post stuff. So getting their name out there and just getting heard. There's a lot of music out there, and so there's a lot of competition, I think.
Do you guys do any events throughout the year where you showcase the different talent that comes to the MRC?
We do. COVID has sort of put a bit of a damper on that. So we typically do sort of quarterly showcases where students get up. A big part of it is teaching them how to perform, how to get on stage and just get comfortable and being in front of people and performing in front of people. So we try and do that quarterly where we open it up to the community, we get pizza, and we just let kids practice performing in front of an audience.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big, yeah.
Hey, Charles, I just want to ask something. I think it's so important to have the MRC and just to have different organizations that are in the best interest of trying to help the young people. And the reason why I mention this is so I saw an interview, and then we can go to break, but I saw an interview with Snoop Dogg was talking. And Snoop said, I wrote majority of the Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Pound albums, and some of Dre's other album, and I have not seen a publishing check to any of that work to this day.
Wow.
And you think about, and then you know this, you think about the majority of the music that people love from him is from that age, but he does not get any royalties or publishing from any of that music that he wrote, which is his most popular. So when you have people, and he was a teenager and a young guy at that time. So when you have an organization like what Nate and Allison are trying to do, get with them because they're in your best interest. Because it just goes to show you the history of that when people are not in your best interest, this is a long-term game. A very long-term game.
Yeah, what that makes me think about too is that even though there may not be quote unquote as much quality control, I will say that the industry being open like that does provide that freedom. Because I know Les and I have talked about this, as well. That freedom of being able to own your own and do your own without being at the mercy of a record label. Is so important to new artists.
Oh, it's true. I've had the opportunity to sign 2 record deals, and I turned them both down for different reasons at different times at my life. But I'm thankful. I didn't know that story about Snoop. I'm thankful that that didn't change his love for the music, right? Because a lot of times those type of interactions can really like harm somebody who's a creative.
That's right.
That well, see, he still had success. We might be telling a different story if he didn't.
That's why he worked like a dog, though. That's why he worked like a dog.
It's true. I mean, as successful as he is now, you can imagine if he actually had points on those albums and songs.
Right.
That's crazy. That's unimaginable.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so thank y'all again, Alice and Lester. But as we let you guys go, we gotta mention how they reach Nathaniel Starr as well, and then I want you to pick whatever song. I know Max, I think, requested "Love Goes."
She requested a song called "Meditation."
Let me tell. Okay, my bad. Okay. All right, I got that one. I got that one too. Yep, and then or we can. I may get that retake yesterday on here as well. Who knows? With the Holly, whichever you want.
It's y'all show, man. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I don't care what you play. So on Instagram, you can find me at Nathaniel Starr Music. Facebook, it's Nathaniel Starr. I don't really use Twitter a lot. I'm on there somewhere. I think it's I Am Soul Music, but. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I say this all the time. I'm not super duper active with the posting on anything, but I do check in. I am there, especially on Instagram. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And my music, you can find anywhere. If you Google Nathaniel Starr, but if you want to get it directly from me, my Bandcamp page is where you go. It's www.nathanielstarr.bandcamp.com. I sometimes put albums on there that I won't release to the public for, sometime, a couple years maybe sometimes. But
yeah.
Thank
you, man.
So you can get me.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and plug that album. And the album Eros, that's what the retake yesterday is on. So y'all can look that one up. But this Lamentations track, what's the background behind that? Oh, Max, how you know about Lamentation?
So I heard a snippet on via Facebook yesterday. I believe Nathaniel was on a podcast recently, and so they played a small clip of him performing the song.
So this song, Lamentation, is that what you're gonna play?
Yeah, we're going to play that.
Okay, so if you're playing that one, that song is from an album entitled Lamentation. It's a blues album that I have not released yet. So this is more or less.
I was about to say, because I thought I was up to date on your album.
Yeah, no,
it's
not
Lamentation.
It's not out. So I did. So I've recorded 14 albums in a year and a half. So there's a whole lot of stuff that I haven't released.
Putting in that work. That's work.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
But this song is off of a blues album that's to come out maybe this year.
All right, cool. Well, Alice, Lester, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Please keep up the great work. The members and the youth, I'm sure, appreciate it, and they definitely need you.
Yeah,
yep.
we love being there, and come check us out.
Will do. All right.
Thank you for your work.
You're listening to In My Humble Opinion with Maxilia Robinson and Charles Lewis, only on 101.3 Jams.